Hi, this is MG Siegler with TechCrunch TV, and I'm here today with Zach Bogue and Jonathan Abrams, who are both a part of the Founders Den, which is where we are right now. So thanks for being with us, guys. And do you want to kind of dive into what exactly you're doing with the Founders Den? This opens in a few days, next week. So talk a little bit about it.
Sure. Well, thanks first of all for coming to visit us. So as one of our partners likes to describe it, Founders Den is one part shared office space and one part private club for entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm. And so you've got, right now we're in the kind of shared space. We've got a nice little poker table over there. And then all around us, we're kind of surrounded by office space that you guys will be leasing out, correct? And those will be to startups that have been referred to you guys and your other two partners. And that's kind of like a private invitation system. That's how you're doing it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and so those people come in, they pay a minimal amount of rent, but then for that money, they not only get to work here, they have advisors and you guys at their disposal who come in and kind of you're going to do monthly events, or maybe weekly events. You want to talk a little bit about those?
Sure, we're going to be having a lot of events. Some of them are social events like poker games or cocktail parties, and some will be formal events. The four of us who started Founders Den have a lot of experience doing events with organizations like TEDx, SF, and SFace. So the focus of our events, though, are really going to be on the curated community that we've created here at Founders Den, which will include our sponsors, our advisors, the startups that are residents in the space, and eventually alumni as well.
And it's not actually an incubator that you guys are starting up here. It's actually just a shared working space for different startups and yourselves, too.
Yeah, that is an important point. It's really a shared office and sort of a private clubhouse for entrepreneurs, which together is sort of a community that really has a root as this physical space.
Right.
And then the advisors will come and hang out in the space. They're also referring us startups that they think are cool that they might be involved with
right.
as advisors or angel investors. And that's a big source of the companies that we're going to select to get admitted to be in the space.
But that said, if there are some really interesting companies that either you guys or other people want to invest in, that can if that happens organically, that's great. That's kind of the idea.
Absolutely. It's not forced, but that's one of the reasons that we're doing this is to have a great office for ourselves, a great place where we can have meetings and network with the people we want to network with, to be able to bring companies that we're already advisors or angel investors in and have them alongside us to make it more efficient. But then we're also going to meet other cool entrepreneurs and startups that we might otherwise not have known by being part of the space.
Sure. And then you want to talk just a little bit about what size startups are you trying to get in here? It's pretty small, I assume?
One to six people is our size, and everyone is doing 6-month leases. Really the plan is this is kind of a post-angel financing pre-Series A. You'll be here for 6 months, do your Series A, and then you'll need to staff up and you'll be on your way.
And you guys already have a number of companies or individuals that are in here just from the word of mouth of your connections already, right?
Yeah, so we're launching next week.
Right.
Not actually even technically open yet, but we already have, not including the startups that the four of us are doing, because each of the four founders of Founders Den really are entrepreneurs ourselves. So this is for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. On top of the ones that we're working on, we have, I think, 8 startups that have already come in sort of early on, referrals through our network.
I'm here with Jason Johnson and Michael Evitt, and we're back in the Founders Den, which is where we've been hanging out today, and this is a great little space here. It's actually quite big, it's not too little. But so I guess what was the actual idea behind the space? Like when you guys and your two co-founders came together to kind of form this partnership to make this space, what was the real idea behind it?
So basically a couple of us working out of our homes, and that has its advantages, of course, but to have a place where you're with other entrepreneurs, there's that iron sharpens iron of being with other like-minded people. And so Jonathan and I, talked about the idea of having a place for us, and then we talked with Michael and Zach about the idea of, well, what if it wasn't just for us, but for a larger community? And so you see the genesis of that in what we have here on 3rd Street.
And so talk a little bit about the role that both the advisors and the sponsors will play, because they all come together in here and they can kind of come in at any time. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We value community more than anything as a part of this space. That's really why we created it. One, we wanted to have a space for entrepreneurs, by entrepreneurs, and two, we wanted to have the right mix of people coming together. And so that really is a few ingredients. One of them is advisors, one of them is sponsors, and one of them is great entrepreneurs and companies that are doing interesting things. And so you need to find that mix. So we went ahead and we sought out sponsors that were not just going to be financial providers, and that helps provide a higher level of service, but we also wanted people who were going to add value to that community. And so we have three sponsors that we're announcing today. The first one is DLA Piper, a fantastic law firm. Curtis is actually going to be spending time here, meeting with the companies and building a relationship and helping them. The second one is Norwest Venture Partners. Tim Chang, we're really excited to have Tim be a part of this. He actually lives just a few blocks down the street. He'll take meetings here. We think that it'll really help when you're meeting with an entrepreneur to be surrounded by entrepreneurs. And the last one is Second Market, a really natural fit. Having shares trading of private companies here within the den is just a natural fit.
And talk a little bit about the advisors too, because you've got a lot on board already, right?
Indeed, we do. We have some great people. All four of us are serial entrepreneurs. In fact, all four of us are working on our new startups here. And so we tapped some of our friends, people you may know like Ethan Beard and Keith Rebois. Let's see.
Willis Houston, Gilly Lod, Michael Marquez,
Rusty Roof. I mean, it's quite a long list. They're all on the website. And they're great entrepreneurs that are part of the community that we're trying to create here.
Yeah, that's great. And so they'll be coming, presumably to a lot of the events that you guys have here, and just coming, naturally as well, kind of just working out of here.
Yeah, some of them, will choose, to work from here. Like, Philip Kaplan, his new co-Bloodbee is down in the valley, but he lives in the city. So on a given day, if he has a meeting, say here at Twitter up the street, he can come here before or after his meeting and work from the den.
Great.
There's more and more ties between the valley and the city. It used to be that so much of the action happened down in the valley.
Right.
And frankly, a lot of people who lived in the city, and there's a little bit of a switch. Your office moving up here amongst others, Twitter. And so there's this interesting interaction of whether it's some of the money, some of the companies down in the valley, and now more and more momentum moving here. We really think that there needs to be this clubhouse, which we're hoping to provide, and believe that we have a really unique and differentiated offering to have this place where all these entrepreneurs can come, spend time, enjoy themselves with this great space.
Sure. And how did you actually come about this place? Like, how did you were just looked at Craigslist? Doubt it.
Craigslist was one of the few places we didn't spend much.
Okay, right.
We really pounded the pavement.
Yeah.
We knew this was the area we wanted to be in, right around SoMo, right around the ballpark, right around South Park. Whether it's TechCrunch or Twitter or a variety of other places, there's so many things going on here. So we knew this was the location. Then it was trying to find a place that had the right division of a clubhouse and a workspace, so that one's not going to disturb the other and interfere with the other.
Sure.
And have that warmth that's going to have the high ceilings, that's going to be open, that's going to feel like a startup, and not being too polished that feels like a big company. And when we saw this space, all four of us immediately knew this was our home.